Live, this is South Florida Today on NBC6 HD.
Mañana en Cuba. That's the name of a new book by Dr. José Azel. It's an in-depth look at the hopes and dreams of Cuba after the Castro brothers are gone. He joins us live to talk about it. He's a world-renowned scholar and academic on Cuba. Welcome.
Thank you, Trina. Thank you for having me.
Why did you write this book?
Well, I wanted to focus on the future. A lot has been written about Cuba's past and even the present, but very little actually about the future. And I came across some very interesting new approaches to bringing about regime change in Cuba, and I thought it would be a good thing to do and an idea to put forward.
Like what? Regime change? I mean, he's been in there more than 60 years, right, and it doesn't look like there's going to be a change, but you think there's hope for a change soon?
Well, I'm not hopeful in terms of a change, a true transition in the very immediate future. However, change will indeed come. There's going to be a biological solution, if nothing else. Yes. They're in the elderly, and they're about to passing into another world. So there will be a change, there will be a transition, and the question becomes whether it becomes a genuine transition, something similar to in the most successful Eastern European countries like the Czech Republic, Poland, Hungary, or whether we see just a mere succession from one general to the next, and that becomes the dilemma. But the point of the book is a little bit beyond that. It assumes that at some point there will be a Gorbachev of some sort, someone that will be looking to bring about real change into Cuba. Whether that is now or 5 years from now is a crystal ball exercise. And then the question becomes, what do you do at that point? And one of the things that we're going to find in Cuba after 50 years of living under a totalitarian system and a failed command economy is we're going to find a civil society that is not ready in the sense that we understand the duties and responsibilities of a citizen in a democratic system. Cuba's civil society has sort of committed an ethical suicide, if you will. It's a civil society that has learned to lie, cheat, and steal every day in order to survive. I mean,
like in most communist countries.
It has, and as a Cuban American, it pains me to say this, but it's a civil society that has developed this survival ethics. Resolver is a term that is used in Spanish, you know, to resolve, to make do, to survive for the day. So when that time comes, that civil society is really not knowledgeable on what the duties and responsibilities of a citizen ought to be. So part of what I try to do is think in terms of some modern techniques. There's a whole series of techniques that sort of go under the label of choice architecture. And I looked into that and said, well, how can we use these techniques to help nudge a civil society into better governance, and perhaps nudge a government into better governance as well. So that's part of the effort in the book.
Well, American businesses were there in a big way before Batista was overthrown and the revolution happened. Is this going to be an opportunity when this eventually happens for businesses to go back and to get that economy going, since it's basically been subsisting on this communist regime?
There will be a tremendous opportunity, provided that there is a genuine transition to democracy on the political side and to a market economy on the economic side. You must have a legal system, an independent legal system, a law-based state, in order to be able to attract foreign direct investment into Cuba. You will not be able to attract investment, and certainly not advisable for American companies to invest, as long as you have a totalitarian regime that can act capriciously and arbitrarily at any given time and decide what they want to do. So yes, provided that there is a genuine transition in place.
Fascinating and important to so many people who live here who are of Cuban descent. Thank you so much for coming in today.
My pleasure. I appreciate it.
And we want to let you know that Dr. José Azel's book is available at Amazon.com, also BarnesandNoble.com, and also locally at Books and Books.